Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's your girl, Pretty Sexy Driver the Brand, aka Stoner the Assassin. Assassin family, I want to give y'all a big shout out for showing the love, showing the support. And Assassin family, we have grown. We are now at 243. So we have had two assassins join us, and baby, the family is growing. And I just want to thank y'all for joining me up over here on my YouTube channel in my review recap channel. But you guys, I want to give a special shout out to Run with Sin for donating to my GoFundMe to help me relocate. And so she's going to get a shout out all week over on social media as far as my TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. And as well as in this video, I'm going to post all her social media platforms. And you guys make sure y'all go follow Run with Sim and let her know that your girl, Pretty Sexy Jara, aka Stone Assassin, sent y'all her way. Also, Assassins, I thank y'all so much for just liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. Telling a friend to tell a friend, bringing, all the love and positive energy up over here, my silent but deadly ninjas. I thank y'all so much. But you guys, let's get into our newest and latest review and recap of a brand new show on OWN, which is titled Heart and Hustle Houston. And tonight, or whenever you're seeing this review recap, I'm going to be reviewing episode 1 of season 1, and it is titled Making It Rain, baby. And we finna get into this thing. So you guys sit back, relax, get you some popcorn, and baby, let's see what the tea giving in Houston. So yes, y'all. As we get into our opening scene, we are meeting our first lady, and her name is Latoya. Latoya is a entrepreneur, business mogul. She has keys around the city, very deep ties, and we are actually at one of her new open establishments, which is her restaurant Rain, which is in Houston, and it looks very, very beautiful. I love the coloring. It's purple, it's tropical, and she's getting her staff and crew together, letting them know, hey, we got some ladies coming. I want the top of the top, the best of the best meal. I want the food to be hot when I bring it out, when y'all bring it out and serve it. And I'm just like, yes, ma'am. I'm gonna be on top of my game, so the girls ain't got nothing to say, okay? And then after we meet Miss Latoya, we then meet our girl Chloe, and Chloe is a wedding and event planner in Houston. She is the biggest. So when you go and you want your wedding and your event done nice, Miss Chloe, who you need to holler at. I like the shortcut. I love her fit. She comes in high energy, high glam, just giving it's gonna be a party. And her and Miss Tori having a little conversation. And Tori's like, girl, I can't tell you everything. She's like, girl, she's like, what purple? And I'm just living the vibe and the energy. And then our next lady or wife to show up is Miss Labrina. I hope I'm saying her name, Labrina Jackson. And baby, Miss Labrina is okay to T per. So our girl Labrina owns a skating. Okay, come on, Miss Labrina. And then next we meet our girl, Miss Rowe. Rowe is very voluptuous, very beautiful. But Rowe gives me, I'm coming in, I'm having a good time. But we find out a little bit about Rowe. Rowe is a manager at a bar, and she says she's ready to like transition from that. But our girl looks like she's good times, good energy, good vibes. So I'm definitely here for it. Okay. And then y'all, we meet our girl, Myra Page. She comes in high bun, very much so beautiful. The ladies, okay, Heart and Hustle Houston. Now the cast, the girls is eating because the girls coming in with their fashions already, and I love, and baby, I can't wait to see what this first episode is fin to give. And then y'all, we meet our girl, Miss Elena. And baby, Miss Elena is a true Houstonian, baby, born and raised, and baby, business entrepreneur. We got another shortcut in the house, which I live and love, because baby, it's definitely a vibe, I must say. The girls is girling, the girls is giving boss power, boss moves. But after we meet all our ladies, they are sitting down at the table the restaurant, and baby, the girls is talking and kicking and having a conversation, and baby, they having the drinks, and baby, when the drinks start flowing, the girls get to yeah. So, like I said, the ladies are at the table and they're talking, and baby, the girls is having this conversation, and we get to asking about, why Miss Elena ain't got on her ring, and the girls get a commentary, they get a piece. And like I said, the ladies are sitting at the table and they're having this discussion and they get into these talks and they talk about Miss Elena not wearing her ring, and then, like I said, about how the other ladies would feel if they were, you know, they significant other, if they left the house without it, how it would go down, how it would be, and baby. Also, while they're at this table, our girl Chloe asks Miss Elena, like, girl, you do know that you're beautiful, you're sexy, and all these great things. She's like, yeah, I am. And she's like, my man is fine too. And Chloe was like, nah, your man is not all that. And baby, what a popcorn. Because that girl just saw that girl, her husband's not fine. I mean, look, but I also understand too, like, girl, we friends and I'm rocking with you, and girl, you ain't wearing your ring, but you married, and I'm just trying to be supportive. Baby, okay, Heart and Hustle Houston. The girls is giving it up. And baby, while we was at this table, the ladies are all just, ooh, wow. Rose like, ooh, she went for the jugular. I don't know. It's just still early, kind of hot, still kind of feeling each other out. I'm feeling them seeing. And the girls is letting it happen. But yes, yes, yes. So also too, while we are at Miss Latoya's soft opening of her restaurant, the Miss Rose was like, "Girl, you ain't gonna get mad if I ask for your way to bring me another drink, because it took him 30 minutes to bring the first one." And she's like, a lot of times soft openings kind of be So she's like, I'm not saying it's gonna be top 10 or top tier, but she's like, it was good. And baby, then we get to talking to Miss Chloe, honey. And baby, the girls start asking Miss Chloe, so yeah, tell us about your man and your relationship. And baby, Miss Chloe said her and her man got a 30-year age gap difference. And he's the same age, around the same age as her son. And baby, Miss Chloe don't even look like she got no kids. But okay, Miss Chloe. And baby, the ladies are talking and having a conversation, and baby, it's getting real interesting at this table to hear about these relationships and to see how the dynamics are playing out in the group. And then y'all, like, while we back here at this table, so come to find out, our girl Chloe learned from our girl Miss Rowe how to get the youngins. Come on, aunties. Come on, aunties. Y'all better shake it up and get these boys what they need, a run for their money and a run for their stiffy, okay? And our girl Miss Labrina is having a conversation, and she's being very open, she's sharing her opinions with the ladies because she is married. And baby, it's interesting to see this group, this dynamic, and this friendship, but I'm loving it so far. And this is just only the opening scene, and the girls is really giving it. They really showing their personality, they really giving a vibe, they really giving the energy, and that's what is needed. So yes, 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 y'all. As we get into our next scene, it is the next following day. It is our girl Latoya. She is meeting up with our girl Elena. She said she invited Elena over because she said the other day at her restaurant opening, baby, Elena was getting came in for rah 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 rah. Which, I mean, yeah, it was kind of intense, but you know. Latoya wants to just pull Elena in and just talk to her, see how she doing, check in on her, because yesterday was a lot. And so they come in, they give, of course, highs and giggles. And baby, Miss Latoya says, I got the charcuterie board. I'm giving you a little bit of Italy. She got the liquor for, like, baby, she ready to go ahead and let's jump into the tea. Let's get down and sit down and get into it. And so, baby, she pulled out the Douce. And baby, next thing you know, she asks, Elena, how is she? How she feeling about yesterday? And baby, Elena just goes and says, Yesterday was a lot. She was like, and people's comments were a lot. And Latoya was like, who's coming? And she was like, Chloe's. And she was like, I've known Chloe for a very long time. She's like, and Chloe can joke with me, but she was like, that wasn't a joke. She said, because she couldn't pull the caliber of men that I can pull. And Latoya was like, girl. And baby, it's just, ladies, it's okay. Episode 1, I understand it's a lot. And as our girl Latoya and Elena is talking, Elena does open up a little bit, about some things that are going on inside of her relationship or in her marriage. And we do get to see Elena's establishment, restaurants, magazine covers, and just who she is. But guys, we go from that scene to our next scene. So yes, y'all. As we get into our next thing, it is our girl, Miss Labrina, and baby, we are at her beautiful home. And kind of find out, Miss Labrina has baby many acres of land, a ranch, a farm, real cowgirl, Houston girl aesthetic. Okay, she says, baby, her man used to be in the NFL. He was a football player. Baby, they been married, tied down, locked in. Okay, I live. Miss Labrina, yes, come on, baby. And they're having a couples night. They're hosting for the couples. And baby, they having drinks. They got the bartender. They got the chef. Baby, it's giving vibes. It's giving moments. It's just giving energy. She came in the kitchen. She's like, y'all, I'm giving real classy base. I was like, yes, real classy base. I live. The girls is giving me what I need. The energy, the vibes. It's just giving it. And her husband's in the kitchen, and they compliment each other. They do like a little playful, cute back and forth. And then y'all, our next guest to arrive. And baby, it is our girl, Miss Page, and she comes in with her husband, and we find out a little bit more about Miss Page. Miss Page actually used to be a scientist engineer, and baby, she also got into content creation. And she said she had been doing that for a little while. She was doing both at the same time for a little while, and then she had to go to the ER, and so she gave up that and became a full-time content creator. And baby, I live because it's just when she went out for her passion. And to go for your passion, even though, yeah, she can always go back to her career, her passion is what drives her and motivates her. So it's very good to see that, she was able to branch out and do what she wanted to do. And then, y'all, come to find out, our next guest to arrive is Miss Elena and her husband. And baby, I don't know much about Elena's husband, but this is gonna be very interesting to see everybody all together in one room, and the couples and having the conversations and the talks. And I just think it's gonna be a little interesting at this dinner. Okay, I think it's gonna be a little interesting. Um, Miss Elena comes in, her husband comes in. Baby, they're all sitting, all the couples are at the bar, they eating, they talking, they having conversations. And let's just say, no, conversation between Miss Elena, her husband Josh, and the answers that he giving and the questions being asked. Baby, well, this is some interesting tea. But the ladies are like, they're gonna go outside and they're gonna talk, and they're gonna let the fellas, stay inside and at the bar. Okay. But yes. As the ladies go sit outside, the ladies want Miss Elena to know that she's in a safe space, that she can share. Because they was like the other day at the restaurant, there was a lot. And we find out that Miss Elena is a very private person. She gets in moods sometimes, so she doesn't like to talk about certain things that are going on or happening with her. But I can give Miss Elena this. She does have a good group of friends that understand her and they get her and they pull her to the side and they just let her know, hey sis, we got your back, girl. We here for you. And you can tell Miss Elena is like doing the best that she can. Just, trying to let the ladies know, hey, like I'm good, y'all. I'm good. So yes, y'all. As we move into our next scene, it is our girl Miss Chloe, and baby, we are inside of Miss Chloe's home, and we see her oldest son and her two younger daughters, and then we get to go into Miss Chloe's background a little bit. Miss Chloe lost her husband after they had been together 7 years. They on their 7 year anniversary, he died 2 months after they got married, and she says her oldest son has been there for her a lot and, helping her with the girls. But there is a little tension in her home right now between her and her oldest son because, you know, his her boyfriend is around the same age as him. And she's like, he's staying in my house. I need to talk to him. We need to have a conversation. And he was like, we ain't got nothing to talk about. He was like, we don't really got nothing to talk about. He was like, I don't got nothing, I want to talk about. And baby, you can tell that this is not something new. Like her son feels away, and mama's like, I got a life, I gotta live too. And baby, we kind of end there. So yes, y'all. As we get into our next scene, baby, it is our girl Latoya. She is having a single ladies night, so she invited over Miss Chloe and Miss Rowe, and baby, she got the ladies some food and some wine, and baby, it's giving vibes, energy, and then our girl Rowe come in with the tea and lets the ladies know that she has quit working at Victory, where she was the manager, baby, and we kind of get like a quick snippet of seeing her and her manager having that conversation and her telling him that she ain't no robot, she got her own personal life and her own emotions, and you like they friends. So she was like, I'm telling him and hoping that he understands because hey, I got my child, I got me, I got to think about my mental health, and I'm just ready to do something different with my life. Come on, Miss Rowe. And baby, then we get into this story about, Miss Chloe going to Victory with Miss Rowe and about how, how I was getting into this young thing. And baby, that's when Miss Latoya said, I'd rather you be in a slow cooking with a slow cooker, not an air fryer. Catch it. So then, y'all, while we are still at Miss Latoya's house, we didn't get into the conversation about, Miss Latoya dating, who she looking for, what her dating style is, and the ladies start giving their advice, they comments, and they start talking about their own experiences, and it's just good laughs, good kikis, and baby, it's just a moment. It's definitely a vibe. It's definitely a sisterhood. Come on, the single ladies in the group. But Miss Latoya does share that, she's never been the type, to keep one in rotation. I mean, not one in rotation, like just men in rotation. But she said she's interested in dating, and baby, like, what's her type? Who she looking for? Baby, the ladies is trying to hook our girl up, and I'm just loving this chemistry, this vibe, and this energy. It's just giving nice, cool, fun pleasantry. So yes, y'all. We get into our next scene, which is our closing scene, and it is our girl Elena going to see Labrina. So that's her name, Miss Labrina Jackson. And baby, Miss Elena does open up and share that, hey, the other night when they were having couples nights, that Miss Brina knew something was going on with her because, the way she answered the question, she said she kind of answered it kind of vaguely because she was like, she know her girl knows. So baby, the ladies get them some wine and they go sit out in Miss Labrina's yard, and Miss Elena gets to opening up and talking and expression and sharing, you know, about the other night, how she was feeling, what's been going on. And, they get into a real conversation about, Miss Elena always feeling like she has to keep things buttoned up, prim and proper. And Miss Labrina is, a real one because she's having this conversation with Miss Elena and she's just listening to her girl, but she's also letting her girl vent and being there for her. And not only while they're having this conversation, our girl Miss Labrina shares with Elena that when her husband was in the NFL, he cheated on her. And, they made it through that. And they good now. And she said, it all happened when he was young. And, things can be worked through. And you can tell, like, Miss Elena has a lot that she's thinking and toning and carrying. And the fact that she has a friend like Miss Lorena goes to show, like, look here, sis, at the end of the day, when you need somebody to talk to, you need a shoulder crown, you need somebody to listen to you. I'm here. I've been through it. I done overcame it. And baby, I ain't nothing to it but to do it. And that's what I love to see, the good laughs, the good energy, the vibes, the positive talks, and the motivation, and the sisterhood. Baby, Heart and Hustle Houston. I think y'all got some on y'all hand with this one. Y'all, it's been your girl, Pretty Sexy Jar Brand, aka Stunner the Sexy. Until next time, y'all be safe. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. And episode 2 review coming soon of Heart and Hustle Houston. Bye, y'all.